all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
All right, folks, back here on the Bossman Show here with Matt Langel, the coach of the Colgate Raiders, here with me. The Patriot League coach. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? Good to be back on. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, indeed, Coach. I'll tell you what, man. Let me ask you this. You're in the middle of year 9, Coach, leading the Raiders. What do you feel like has been your greatest accomplishment in your 9 years leading the Colgate Raiders, man?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking me that question. I think that at 34 years old, the staff and I inherited a program that was on a little bit of hard times. I think we had won just 8 games, and at the time the school record for wins was 18 on a regular season. So I think I'm most proud that we feel like we've built a program that is positioned well, not just for this season but for the future, to be in the hunt for conference championships in the regular season, and making the postseason a reality.
Yeah, Coach, I said, being there 9 years in the coaching business, we you both know this, the turnover is so high every spring. To be in one place 9 years, man, you got to have the alignment of the AD, the president, and the basketball coach to be on one accord to make sure that you can get the support to be there 9 straight years as you have so far.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that you make. We've been fortunate to. First of all, we were fortunate that the institution and the alumni and the board of trustees and the administration were patient, because we didn't turn it around, right away. We only, we didn't win 10 games in the first year, and then 13, and it took a handful of years before we even had a winning record. The patience is important. I think that, it wasn't just for Colgate, it wasn't just about wins and losses. Those who have stayed here for 4 years have all graduated, and there are a lot of other good things our guys are doing in the classroom and in the community. I have worked with 3 different athletic directors and had a couple of different presidents. And again, I think that speaks to the mission of the institution that I'm privileged to work at. That it's not just about wins and losses. There's other things that are really important to educating young people and providing opportunities and a rallying point for both current students and alumni to support something that hopefully you can compete for championships, but also that you're developing solid young men who are going to be leaders in their fields and work for a while.
That's right. It's just process sometimes to get in better shape so you guys can make peak for it one more time, go to it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I think the charge and how we attack off season is just we're always trying to get better. That's for me first. I'm trying to be a better coach, trying to find other people, be it people in the NBA or other college programs who have staying over a period of time. And what do they do, and how do they manage their programs, and add to their programs, and grow their programs? Just so how do we improve? And so we talk to players about that all the time. But I think if we're not looking at ourselves in the mirror as coaches, of saying how do we become better? How do we give our guys some new stuff that they'll be excited about, or maybe tweak some of the things we do on offense or defense, based on the group that we're returning, because no college program returns the exact same team from one year to the next. And while we're going to return a lot of the most guys who logged the most minutes and scored the most points, but we knew we would be a different team. So I think you start to work on some of those things of what your identity is going to be, how you keep what is really relevant to your success, but also how you maybe make some changes based on your new personnel or the personnel that's exited. And so we did that. We were fortunate enough that we had a trip to Italy in August. So we were able to take the new group across the ocean and see some things and get some practices in, which was important basketball-wise, but really start to get to know each other and see where that new leadership was going to come from and how those relationships were going to come together. Because I think at the college level, that's as important as anything. Obviously, you need to have good X's and O's and good schemes for your guys to have some success on the court. But how they get along and how they come together and how they work for one another and how hard they're playing for the guy on their left and their right, really at the end of the day, makes all the difference.
And Coach, just success so far, Colgate. How has it been for you recruiting-wise to get young men up in the tri-state area, up there in New York and the Northeast, to come to Colgate and want to be a part of what you're building there that you've built over the past 9 years?
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of different avenues of success. I mean, we're not afraid to talk about it. There's not a lot of young people across the country who, when we call them representing Colgate University and as the men's basketball program, that they say, "Oh, Coach, this is a dream come true. I've been waiting my whole life to have the chance to go play college ball at Colgate University in upstate New York, the way they might at, like, say, Kentucky or North Carolina or Duke or wherever it might be." So we've had to work really hard to find the right guys for the small school that we are. We've had to find guys who value education and are really want the opportunity to be a Division I player and work really hard in the classroom and on their academics outside the classroom. And so that's come in a lot of different ways. I mean, we've got guys from California, guys from Texas. We've had we've had a number of guys who have we've been their second institution, meaning they've gone the transfer route that for whatever reason it wasn't the right fit at their first school, and they've come here and sat out a year and worked really hard and improved as players and gotten in a good rhythm with our coaches and our program. So I think there's been a lot of different ways that we've been successful. We've got a senior, Will Raymond, who just went over the 1,700.800 rebound mark, and he's one of 5 guys in the history of the Patriot League to do it. And he didn't really have a lot of other Division I recruiting, so I give him a lot of credit. He's improved a lot over his career. I give our staff a lot of credit because they kind of found him and evaluated him, and there weren't a lot of other Division I programs out there that did it. And now that we've had some success, we were able to sign 3 guys early that we're really excited about, who we'd identified as guys we think can be really good. And in past years where maybe they would have chosen another school that hadn't yet gotten to that NCAA tournament, they were comfortable going with us this year, and hopefully they can help us continue to compete at a high level in our conference moving forward.
Now, Coach, you've got 9 wins in non-conference play before you got into the Petro League play. So talk about that, having to get those 9 wins in non-con, knowing you go on the road a lot, can't get as many home games as you would like, have to travel a lot and play a guarantee too. So talk about getting 9 wins, knowing all those things, factors that go into the non-con schedule and scheduling in general. To get those 9 wins, have to make you feel real, real good.
Yeah, it's a complicated process for sure. And you say a guaranteed game or 2, or I'll throw out there, if you look at our schedule, 3 in a row, and then a 4th when we played at Cincinnati a little bit later in the season. So, a number of things go into scheduling for us. I think the first one, is we've got to be really cognizant of our academic schedule. What the rigors that our guys take on. There's a reason that our alumni network is so successful, and the people that graduate here get such good jobs and make the amount of money that they do after school. It's because the degree isn't easy, and they learn a lot and are talented, academic people. So we've got to be, cognizant of not having our guys miss too much class time. So that part of the scheduling, meaning you can't always travel too far in the middle of the week, and you got to kind of balance that out. The other part that you mentioned was, we do play some guarantee games. Some of that is bringing in some, significant money for the athletic department as a whole. But the other part, to be honest with you, is, I don't know how you guys feel, but when I was a kid growing up, I wanted to play on the biggest stage under the brightest lights. That's part of what was so exciting for me about college basketball is, it's not like, football where, not everybody gets a chance to go against the Clemsons and the Florida States and the Texases. But, in basketball, no matter what level you're at, you chance that if your coaches do it, that you get a chance to play in some of those games. So, we recruit to that. I mean, we want guys who want to play on those stages. So, the fact that we play Syracuse every year, and, it just so happened that it was Clemson, Auburn, Syracuse, and back-to-back in, 1 week's time made it a little bit tough on our group. But, our guys, that was one of their goals going into the year. They wanted to really be competitive in those games and find a way to win. So, they were super excited that one of those 9 wins we were able to, play Cincinnati at Cincinnati and get out of there with a win in somewhat of a crazy fashion. But, you want your coach memories in that regard. And so playing those games in that non-league, and, it's also preparation, meaning if you're going against the best, you kind of get exposed sometimes as to what you need to work on. And because if you're going to get into March, then, you're going to be playing against those kind of teams. So part of it is getting your group ready for the season ahead, and, maybe even a few months later of what's going to happen.
Well, Coach, right now in the Petro League play, you're 9-2 right now. Just got a win over Lehigh. So what's the key to that win over Lehigh? Just talk about how your team has been playing so far. You got in the Petro League and so tough schools you play against, like American, Boston University, Navy, Army. So it's a tough league. So talk about how you guys got off to a hot start, 9-2 so far, and the win over Lehigh yesterday.
Yeah, it is. It's like most every league. It's extremely competitive, and we've done a good job. We got knocked off by Lehigh at Lehigh, Lafayette at Lafayette, pretty much a buzzer beater. And then we were a little bit undermanned. We had a guy out sick and a guy with an ankle. When they came back to our place, they got us again 2 weeks later. But really, you're just preparing for the next game, and so whether it's a team that's got 3 wins and is at the bottom of the pack, or it's a team after this next game at home against the Naval Academy, we'll go to Boston University, and that'll basically be a fight for first place. Everybody, when you're had the good fortune to win the year before, and you've been able to position yourself, like you said, a good non-league record, and at this point in first place, everybody wants to knock you off for one reason or another. So, our focus has really just been that, especially as we get into February now, that you just got to be working to keep getting better and playing as well as you can together. Because, every day, as cliche as it sounds, every day matters. And, every game matters to, try and be there at the end of the regular season in first place getting that goal done and securing home court for the conference playoffs. Something that's really important in our league.
And speaking of home court being an emphasis, I mean, you guys have done great at home so far. So how much do you discuss with your team about defending our home court, making sure we take care of home first before we go do anything else?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it some. I think the guys are extremely proud, as they should be. When I got here, 9 years ago, a home game, it wasn't crazy to play a home game in front of a couple hundred people. And, now the institution and the student body and the local community has rallied behind us. Our gym doesn't really fit more than probably, 1,200-1,300, and to have around 1,000 people at every game is significant. So I think the guys take great pride in that, in playing well at home for the fans. The other part that we have talked about over the years is, as you study programs that, that compete for championships, not just that win one, but that are in the hunt, that are, programs that are really respected, in their conference and outside of their conference, they have really good home records. It's really hard to beat them at their place. So I think if you develop that mindset of, protecting your house and it being a difficult place for opponents to come in and win, then you're knocking out one of those really important things to being a competitive college basketball program.
Coach, last one I got for you is this. I have to ask guys this question who have been coaching a long time, so I want to ask you as well. Who have been some coaching individuals who really has helped you out in your career so far, being a Colgate and the coaching business in general, that really showed you the way and give you counsel when you need counsel and help you kind of mold your program to what it is today? Yeah,
it's a really good question, and I appreciate anybody who ever asked me that. I think I was, as I look back, now going in almost a decade of being a head coach, I was really fortunate that I first and foremost, I played for and then worked for 7 years a coach named Fran Dunphy at the University of Pennsylvania and then at Temple University. And I learned about the business and about treating people the right way and doing things the right way. And sometimes it might not behoove you or your program in the moment to make that choice about a decision or a direction that you're going to go in, or, how you're going to, run your team or different things. And I learned that, from his tutelage, both, for me as a player, but also as an assistant coach. My time as a head coach, as I've gotten older, there's been a number of people. I've been really fortunate to have my father represented Coach Doug Collins for a long time in his coaching and broadcasting career. So, even as he's not been a coach anymore, just to use him as a sounding board of how do you, coaching is a difficult profession, and it's so cutthroat and determined on wins and losses, but how to sustain the joy of coaching and impacting young people's lives, and not to always, especially when you're in the hunt for a championship and how hard they are to win, that you're not just hanging on every made or missed shot or win or lost game, that you're really concentrating on your process. So a number of people in my life, some of them coaches, some of them just former athletes, some of them, to be honest with you, administrators who have just been able to provide perspective. As most people in coaching are just so super competitive, about doing things the right way and the way that are staying true to your program and your organization and the institution you're representing, that have really been big parts of my career.
Well, Coach Langel, thank you for your time today. Best luck to you against Navy on Saturday here coming up here. Hope to talk to you again in March when you push tickets to the big dance again.
Sign me up, man. I'll be ready to go. Sign me up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Coach, thank you so much again for your time as always, buddy.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Matt Langel on the Bossman Show.
hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.